Hey everybody, welcome to Dick's Dorks and Destinies. I'm Chapel, and I'm here with Ken and the kid today. Crash is passed out because he did not get a chance to take a break at work last night, and he was overloaded, so we sent him to bed.
Crash is
Crash was gonna try to make it, but yeah, no. Crash was ready to crash.
Yeah.
just for him.
Yep, always.
It's the noise it makes when Chapel's shaking it after he's done peeing, because he's always playing with it too much.
Talk about me going for low-hanging fruit.
Hey!
You know what? I was talking about Ken going for low-hanging fruit.
Oh, no, sir. Last episode, you said I went for low-hanging fruit because we were talking about the low quality of video games, unlike today's episode.
Oh,
Howard,
yeah.
And you were talking about being on a Call of Duty game on a fucking boat in the middle of whatever sea going towards Normandy Beach. And I made the crack that were you on the boat with Logan?
Oh, that's right. You did go for low hanging fruit. I should have known it was you, considering how short you are. It's all you can reach.
Uh-huh. Just remember, asshole, I can still kick your ass. It may take me a little while longer than everyone else because I am short, but I can still do it.
he can lift his leg up that high?
He expects me just to bend over.
Oh, okay.
I have to lift my leg up that high every time I go piss. What are you talking about?
Why? Because you can't reach the toilet? The child-sized toilet?
Oh.
See,
Yet
I was the
again, another
victim last
joke
time.
ruined.
This time you're the victim. It's all right. It's all right. Ken, your turn's coming around pretty soon. Don't you worry.
Don't worry, I'll make sure to be, somewhere else.
Yeah, we always joke about it. He forgets that I'm the one that controls fine dining with angry rednecks. I can make it extra classy and extra elegant.
Nah, I'm good. Hey, look, video games.
Yeah. So, our topic for today, I believe, Ken, you said earlier.
I tried, but your loud mouth is always too appalling to everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here, I'm giving you another chance.
Oh, okay.
Don't give him another chance. He's just gonna talk about your dick again.
Shut up. So, unlike last episode, as we had made a mention about the low quality of video games, today's mention is the low quality of movie writing.
Well,
Talk
movie
to
and
you,
TV
Lucas.
show.
Yeah, movie and TV shows. Speaking of low quality writing, I'm going to be recording the reaction to Twilight today.
That's
you
fucking
you
hilarious.
you enjoy that low quality there, buddy.
Yeah.
He's gonna, look out, kid. We're gonna see, Chapel over there come out looking sparkly, and he's gonna go, Edward.
Boo. Leviosa.
I don't know
That's
what
rough
would be.
movie.
You know what? I think it would be funny to force him to choose a side now, either Team Edward or Team Jacob, because we all had to face that shit. Well, when we watched it.
Oh,
So-
God.
My question is, if diamonds are forever and they're a woman's best friend, does that mean the vampires from Twilight are what
Bedazzled?
was it? Not bedazzled. What was it? Oh, I'm sorry. Is that why the vampires in Twilight sparkle? Is because diamonds are forever and they're a woman's best friend?
I don't know. I mean, you can view it that way. I view
Where
it
did you
as
come
an
up with that
atrocity
poetic
to
crap?
What was
I
that?
view it as an. Which one of us?
Sorry, Ken.
I was just asking where you came up with that poetic crap.
Because Diamonds Are Forever was a jewelry maker's like thing. That was like their slogan.
Oh wait, never mind. I forgot. You befriended a fucking youngster, so no wonder why he doesn't get the whole diamonds are a girl's best friend and diamonds are forever.
Look, we already know diamonds are a girl's best friend. That's why they rape your fucking wallet.
Can we use that R word? That specific R word, or is it the other R word that people get upset about?
Which R word?
The retard R word. Do they
I,
over the retard R word, or do they over the rape R word?
it all depends on what group you're talking about.
You're asking this question openly while we're in midstream. Is that the smartest idea?
I do
I
not
mean, what's
care.
the worst? What's the worst going to happen? We're going to get canceled.
Getting canceled at this point would be a blessing to us. That would actually get us more popularity.
Probably.
Because we're still not even getting paid for this. So it's not like it's really. I mean, is anyone here trying to run for president in the near future?
No, we already signed a blood pact with the Illuminati.
Okay.
We're not allowed to.
Okay, so yeah,
so
I think that puts us in the clear.
Yeah, so where's our money from that blood pact? I'm gonna have to go over my agreement again with my attorney. So,
well, while you're at it, I think I need to look further at the fine print on mine. So if I can borrow your attorney, that would be wonderful.
Yeah,
I'll promise to return them in the. I'll promise to return them in the condition in which I found them.
Yeah, no problem. Just give me a second. I'm sure he's on my list of contacts through my insurance company.
So done with you.
Are you talking about the insurance company Equal Opportunity?
I am. Their privacy is my policy.
Damn,
sorry,
I knew
my
I should have
privacy
gotten
is their policy.
I knew I should have gotten me a fucking insurance policy.
Yeah. And Ken's done with us already.
You're damn right I am.
All right, we ready to get back on subject?
Oh yeah, let's kick into the low quality of writing.
All right. I know Ken and you both have some subject matter y'all'd like to talk about. So, which one of you wants to go first?
Oh, I have a lot.
Well, although I will make one caveat. We can't talk about Disney Star Wars, and the only reason why is because I'm going to do a video essay on each of those, and you two are more than welcome to pop in at any time you'd like on those videos and make your own commentary.
Well, you'll have to let me know where you're doing the video at, so I can pop in and contribute some audio.
I think the idea is I'm going to be making the video with like periods and bringing up different points. So what I'll do is I'll send you what I've worked on so far and let you watch it, and then I'll let you record yourself making your own points.
Oh, okay. I might be able to manage that one.
Ken, you're more than welcome to pop that in as well.
What's happening? I stopped paying attention. What?
The guy that's supposed to be talking now, he forgot what the fuck he was doing.
I got sidetracked. Okay.
Yeah. I saw where you got sidetracked. It came up on my computer.
All right. I'll stop.
Stop playing Minecraft.
It's not Minecraft. It's Gunfire Reborn.
It was. I probably would have been paying attention if it was Minecraft.
It was Gunfire Reborn. That's why he wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, new season dropped. Anywho,
so
are we going with me and the bad writing thing?
Yeah. You're up, buddy.
All right. So, Just because we've all known it. I like anime, so that's going to be my subject matter on bad writing. Animators, you can go ahead and challenge me all day long. I will whip out my wiener.
And it'll be
Man,
over. It'll be over just as quick as his sex life.
abso-fucking-lutely. Oh wait, what sex life? Anywho, no, okay. So I got a couple examples. Berserk being one of them. Tokyo Ghoul. And because it was brought up earlier before our stream, we'll go ahead and throw it out there. Black Butler.
Okay. Are you saying those
Berserk
are bad or good?
was once good, turned bad.
Okay.
Berserk was mostly bad for the factor of the it was more the animation writing when they tried revamping it
Mm-hmm.
after the original series.
Okay.
The Golden Age arc that they came out with later on actually was pretty solid. Because they had updated the animation. Because to most people, if you've never seen Berserk, Berserk is one of those older animes that was the animation style was still all hand drawn. It was not full CGI. They didn't have the budgeting or the full technology to keep doing it that way.
I actually prefer that style compared to the more recent one.
I would agree.
Well, I mean, it's
an
got its
extent.
pros and cons of
Yeah.
hand drawn, and it's got its pros and cons for CGI as well.
Look,
Right.
CGI, you get a more consistent
Everything
image.
is fluid. Everything will be fluid with CGI versus hand drawn. It's going to be very very still pictured.
well, it's also easier on the writers to do it CGI, or not the writers, but the illustrators to do it CGI, and I do appreciate that. But you cannot tell me that a hand drawn version of that demon horse from the newer animation would not look so much more terrifying hand drawn than it does in the CGI.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. That's the trick. So you want to do apples and oranges in comparison. Original Berserk anime versus Golden Age Berserk anime. Both the same story, same parts in the story. However, one is CGI, one is hand drawn. They had, yes, a little bit more freedom with CGI. They were able to, have full movements, full swing actions, full action scenes, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
However, it was not nearly as emotionally driven. Like, prime example, you see Guts with his giant sword come crashing it down on the head of a horse. In CGI, it happens almost instantaneously. In hand-drawn, you are seeing him lift that sword and watching his facial expression as he's trying to slam that heavy piece of metal down through a horse's head. That's impactful.
Yeah.
Versus Zoro's three-sword slash that you never see.
Right.
You just see the ending.
Yeah, you just see what's happened after that.
Well, I mean, would that be considered bad writing or just bad acting?
Neither. It's just a matter of it's just not as impactful. It's not bad writing or bad acting. It's still the same acting. It's just from a different angle, you would say.
Bad lighting.
Pretty much. But no, so then you got the, what was it, the 2016 Berserk that came out.
Yeah, I think that was the one I was referring
That
to.
was supposed to be a continuation past the Golden Age arc when Guts finally meets up with or when Guts already has the fairy with him. What was that fairy's name? Pike? No.
Yeah, no, he gets the fairy with him. He picks
Yeah,
up the
he has
fairy
the
in
fairy
like
with
the second or third episode.
However, that was completely changed on how he met Puck.
Ah.
Because Puck was not supposed to be there at that exact scene. They had altered it quite a bit. Not to mention that they had made a very poor decision in attempting a dual setup of both CGI and hand drawn.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it looked the way it did. They were attempting to keep it hand drawn looking, but it was in CGI, and you could tell it was because you could see the model design moving.
Yeah.
And all around, like, don't get me wrong, I still watched it all the way through to the end. I was still pissed off when they ended it right then and there, because next thing you knew, you saw Guts reunited with Griffith in human form, and he was pissed, and then they ended it right then and there. So yeah, I was pissed. Didn't get any continuation. Joe never got any love. But that's bad writing on CGI style. Now we transfer over to Tokyo Ghoul.
Okay.
Don't
1 and 2.
don't get me started on Tokyo Ghoul.
Tokyo Ghoul Season 1 followed quite accurately, not fully of course, as they never do, to the manga. Good story, good development. Season 2,
Okay, hold up.
What do they call that?
Hold up. Season 1, good character development.
It was decent for an anime.
Ken Kaneki was a whiny bitch.
He was also pretty much a whiny bitch all throughout the first half of the manga series too.
Yeah, but he was an extremely whiny bitch.
Look,
he knew his life was over. He became part ghoul, and yet he still couldn't manage to muster up the balls just to nibble on fucking human flesh.
He couldn't do
not
that.
Go out and kill, not to go out and kill a human and eat the human, just a little chunk like a fucking steak.
Hey, okay. If you wanna spend a whole session dissecting Tokyo Ghoul, we can. However, if you shut your cake hole long enough, short round, you'll understand where I'm actually going with this on bad writing.
Okay.
Season 2 Tokyo Ghoul started derailing a little bit on the manga versus the anime. I'll admit that. However, there is one particular season that the bad writing really took place officially as soon as the first episode dropped.
Tokyo
that
Ghoul
would
Re?
be yes. Tokyo Ghoul Season 3 RE. I have the manga set, and I've watched the anime. There was nothing in comparison to that trash that happened. None of that happened in the anime to the manga. Not a single fucking thing. That was its own fucked up creation that didn't even follow the manga series anymore. The animators just looked at the book, went, wow, that was really good, and threw it behind them and went, "Alright, now watch what I can do. I'm gonna ruin everyone's life."
I need to have a clip of Stanley. And look at what I can do. Oh, I'm sorry, Stuart. Stuart, we'll show him. Look what I can do. Yeah.
Dude, it was awful. And I know, kid, you will fully agree with me on that.
Oh, the third season of Tokyo Ghoul. Look, I'll give you a quick rundown. I started watching Tokyo Ghoul after it was recommended to me, and not by the big idiot. I started watching it. I got hooked. I got invested. Even though I found Ken Kaneki completely a giant fucking whining bitch that needed to stuff a tampon up his bleeding vagina, I liked it. Season 2 got even better to me because not only did he get tortured, and when I tortured, I mean tortured so bad that it fucking changed his hair color and his nails. Like, he completely had a psychotic break from the torture and still endured the torture. Season 3 was an absolute fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
I got a hot take. I enjoyed all of that particular anime. I'm not saying that it isn't bad, just saying that I enjoyed it.
Are you saying Tokyo Ghoul, the whole thing you enjoyed?
Yes.
I'm gonna
Yes, he enjoyed the entire anime.
Chapel, I appreciate you, buddy. When you come over later, I'm going to throw my entire manga collection at you.
It's about time I elicited some kind of reaction other than, "Oh, hey, buddy."
I'm going to throw
A, to-
my
a toddler. Hey, Chapel, what you've got to look forward to later on today is a toddler temper tantrum.
No, sir. I'm going to throw it at him and tell him to sit there and read good writing, not that trash
No,
that
no.
they call. And actually, I wanna specify this too, kid and Chapel, since apparently you've seen it. You okay? So you say Chapel that you enjoyed it, kid. You're with me that it was just absolute trash. But you
Mhm.
know what threw me off the absolute most during that whole fucking thing? Did you notice that when Kaneki was cooking food, it was regular human food, and he was eating it, and actually eating it, with the rest of his so-called squad?
Yep.
Who's also comprised of half ghouls? How the fuck are they eating that?
Again,
Um,
I did not say it wasn't bad. You're correct. It was bad. All I said was I enjoyed it. Mostly because by the time I was so confused by the way season 3 started, I think I just kind of turned my brain off at that point and was like, this isn't it. We're just pretending that we've started something else now.
season 3, I went completely brain dead.
Yeah, I held on to my sanity and kept. Well, maybe I don't have my sanity anymore after indulging the whole fucking show. But the it, there was just so much wrong with season 3 in comparison to how it actually went down in the manga. Like, and then on top of that, and this is where I know it confused everybody the most. Because they made it, what was it? They said it was 2, 3 years after the whole fucking owl incident. and
Uh,
the tank burned to the ground.
Yeah, and that's whenever Kaneki basically had another psychotic break because he thought he killed his best friend in the middle of the war with the owl.
Right, but at the end of that season, you also see that he is actively fighting the head honcho that he now calls, that in the show he now called his sensei. And I'm like, excuse me? What happened between these 2 points? If you haven't gotten to read the manga, yeah, you're gonna be really fucking confused.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It was absolute trash.
Okay.
That's my rant on that one. I give you my last little piece. This one's not going to last nearly as long. Black
Okay.
Butler. Version of starting on season 1 was a solid anime that was following very closely to the mangas. And then
Well, I mean, there's
as soon as one particular episode hit, they all of those writers were sitting at their desks, looking at the mangas and writing stuff down, and then the one special guy decided to body surf his way across their fucking table and go, "Look what I wrote! No one cares about the manga." Yet again.
I mean,
Not to mention they added a bunch of characters that didn't even exist.
there's a whole cult following that would tell you that the anime didn't keep anywhere near to the manga because they're swearing up and down that CL Phantom Hive was a twin.
I mean, if we want, I can call in a special guest that follows that manga and anime like there's no tomorrow.
I don't care if the original anime followed the manga or not. You cannot take one season and have a specific set of characters, circumstances, rules, and stakes, move to a new season, and then forget all of that previous stuff existed and just be like, it's a new thing. We're not doing it anymore. This is a new group. That doesn't make any fucking sense, and it's not good writing.
Oh no! With the seasons and everything else, you clear as day see people get killed, unalived, whatever.
No. We're not doing that bullshit. They unalive them. Listen, we use descriptive words in this fucking podcast.
That's the reason why I said killed.
Yeah. Well, you said killed or unalived. No. We use suicide and we use killed and murdered.
I went with both of them. You get to see, and I'm just gonna say the character in particular, Lao, the fucking opioid Asian drug dealer. You see that he gets fucking killed and or murdered by CL and Sebastian.
Poor Lao is a great character.
And then Lao fucking appears in season 2. Like, how do you go from alive to dead back to being fucking alive again?
Retarded writers? Yeah, we use that word too.
Like, no, we needn't kill him off. Bullshit! You see him die. He gets killed. But yet, he's magically back in the next season. Why? Because fucking CL forgot his fucking memories? Like, how is he... Never mind. I'm not going to go further into that, because that shit just drives me crazy.
Yeah. No. I understand where you're coming from, man. Really.
Now, to me, I've watched the anime, and as an anime as a whole, not specific seasons or the piss poor writing that basically a toddler can fucking point out. it is a really decent anime for what it is. It is more guided towards a certain gender group because females eat that shit up all day long.
Yeah, for some reason, females are really into the yaoi scene, and it doesn't make sense to me.
But I enjoyed it for what I got out of it. Like, I liked 3 characters in that anime.
I liked the bad guy.
And the 3 characters I liked out of that were Sebastian, the demon, Grell, the Reaper, and the Undertaker.
The bad guy.
Wait, when he walks out, does like all the lighting like get real dim, and flames start shooting up from out of the ground? Because that would be awesome.
No, it is not the same Undertaker. Truth be told, and I'm gonna spoil this for anybody that hasn't fucking watched it. The Undertaker is, if not the first, is the oldest of all the Grim Reapers.
Also the bad guy.
But is he
I mean,
smart?
he is.
Is he a smart?
Oh,
bad
he's
guy?
highly fucking intelligent.
Dude, it took the whole entire manga and show to figure out that it was actually him. That he was the reason everything is so fucked.
He's the one that caused the Queen to turn on Vincent.
Okay.
Everyone thinks it's the angel that did all this shit. No, it was him.
He was.
He
bored.
set all this shit in motion just because he was bored.
He'd been alive for so long that he was like, you know what? Nah, we're gonna do something fun today.
You know what? That's fine. I was gonna make a comment or a joke, and that, nope, we're not. So,
I mean, as you mentioned in a previous episode, you really root for the intelligent bad guys. He's right there. He's pretty much on par with Aizen.
There's
on
a
his
reason
intelligence level.
why up until 2016, Nicobolus was my favorite antagonist of any media.
No, in animation and anime characters, like I said, his intelligence level is pretty much on par with Aizen, and we all know what Aizen did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Grim Reaper. So the Undertaker or the Grim Reaper, because I don't know if he is the first, but I do know he is the oldest.
Yeah, I mean.
So I'm going to say I'm going to say that he is. I am going to say that he is the original Grim Reaper. He literally did this shit just because he was bored, because he wanted something fun to do.
Look,
and
it was fun. It was fun to fuck with like 100 human lives and throw them into absolute utter chaos, just for his amusement, just because he wanted something funny.
Involved.
Say that again, Ken.
And to get demons and angels involved, he was like, "Yeah, we're just gonna throw the whole fucking roundhouse in this, and I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch this all unfold." And then they're gonna come to me for guidance, and I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
They're gonna come to me for guidance. They're gonna come to me for questions. They're gonna come to me whenever the trail goes cold and they need a lead, and I'm gonna make them jump through fucking hoops and loops and everything else, and then I'm going to give them just the littlest hint of information that they need to set them right back on the same path that they were already traveling down.
Do you ever remember that his payment always was the same thing? You see, I
a joke.
Look at everyone. You need to tell me a joke that I have not heard that will make me laugh.
Right. I need a joke that I've never heard before to make me laugh. It was
Yup.
the same payment all the fucking time.
Yup. It was all a game for him. And he had the biggest joke of all for everyone.
And everyone that was not telling the joke had to wait outside while the joke was being told. And then you would hear him just die of fucking laughter.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So so you two wait, no. We did the animes. All right, kid.
Okay,
Where you,
well, I mean, bad writing in TV shows and movies. I mean, I'm going to pick on Pixar for a little bit, and I'm going to ruin some childhoods. Who here knows full well? Actually, everyone here should know full well the movie Cars.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm going to get into it with this. What is Mater?
Tow truck.
Yeah, he's a tow truck.
Where does
If-
Mater work?
If you're going where I think you're going, I've heard this one before.
Oh, I'm going. Oh, I'm going. But where does Mater work?
In the junkyard.
What's in the junkyard?
Yeah, a bunch of dead cars.
Wait.
Mater is a serial killer, and he's been living in Radiator Springs all this time, and no one in the town gives a fuck.
Actually, it's worse. Not only is he a murderer, or rather a serial killer, but they're all cannibals.
Right.
The fuck?
Yeah, yeah. And not only that, but Sally and Lightning are the only two that befriended them and treated them nicely, which is why they were never killed.
Sally and Lightning are the only two to ever visit Radiator Springs and make it out alive. Everyone else that has ever came across Radiator Springs has all ended up in Mater's fucking junkyard.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked.
Yeah. Think about
And
like
the
this.
and the A model or the Model A or the Model T car, the old bitty lady,
Yeah.
she's the fucking crime organization head.
Oh, that's fucked.
Yeah,
I
think
love
about like this. Remember in the first one when Lightning says I'm in hillbilly hell, Sally's the only one that finds that out of place. Like, do you understand where I'm getting at? Like, it's almost like the other people or I'm sorry, the other cars are used to hearing that or
Yep.
understanding it.
Not just that, but take a look at the last person to visit Radiator Springs. Doc Hudson,
Yeah,
the race car driver,
yeah,
or the race car. Doc was, until Lightning showed up, Doc was the last one to show up.
and
And
live.
Doc stayed, and he lived. So he's been living with the secret that he knows that the town is a bunch of fucking cannibals.
Yeah, which if you think about it, Doc might not have died from natural causes by the time Cars 2 came around.
And Luigi's is the actual butcher shop.
Yeah,
Because Guido can rip your tires off in 2 seconds fast.
not just that, but where did they get all those tires in the first place?
Pit stop.
You guys are fucked. You guys are
Poor-
fucked.
Poor Ken's sitting over there going, no, my childhood has just been ruined. That
I
is
wouldn't
bad
say
writing in a fucking. It's bad writing in a fucking kids movie.
I wouldn't say it's been
Cars
ruined,
is a
but-
kids movie.
Here's the thing, though, because suspension of disbelief, we know that ghost towns exist in real life. You can totally be like, this is a ghost town. It makes sense that they only get a handful of visitors, and most of that's just people bringing them the stuff that they need to survive. It's not that bad of writing. If you take Cars in a serious light, and you look at it as a story, it works. It's actually really well written. Let me explain like just how bad the Disney Star Wars movies are. I'm not even going to touch The Last Jedi. We're just going to go with The Force Awakens, which is going to be the name of my video essay. It's going to be The Force Awakens. We're going to go with one little point that I'm just going to make. It's going to be the first thing. So it's not spoilers because it's going to be the first thing in my video essay I'm going to bring up. How did Luke get to the island, get to the planet that he's on, living on that island? Because he flew in his original X-Wing, and R2-D2 did not go with him. But he needs R2-D2 to fly that X-Wing in hyperspace, because R2-D2 is the computer for his hyperdrive. You can't get to the planet without R2-D2 or another astromech droid. And you didn't see any. You didn't have an answer for that.
Lost me. Which movie are we talking about?
The Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
Oh,
Number 6.
Okay. I never did see any of that. So.
No, it's okay. It's okay. The whole plot of that first movie is that R2-D2 is shut down and asleep, and has been since Luke left. He's gone on some mysterious planet, and they don't know where he is. The whole of that movie is figuring out where Luke is at. But how did he get there without R2-D2? Because R2-D2 is the computer for his hyperdrive. All X-Wings and Y-Wings need an astromech droid to fly through hyperspace. That's why that's why they put them in the ship when they go to fly.
Yeah, even if you want to even talk about some of the lower grade quality movies, the new 1 through 3, even in Amidala's ship, they still had to have an entire section of astromech droids to take care of the ship and to keep it going.
Yeah. Well, see, like the larger ships, that was answered in the prequels. Because in the prequels, the larger ships they have their own computer for the hyperdrive. However, it's so large you couldn't put it on a fighter. That's why you need the astromech droids.
And you still needed the astromech droids anyways, because only the astromech droids could actually speak to the computer.
Yeah. Yeah. But they continued that logic, or they had gotten that logic from the first 3 movies. A New Hope, Empire, and Jedi. Now, in Jedi, it's shown that the A-Wings and the B-Wings do not need an astromech droid to fly through hyperspace. All they had to do was answer that question with the new X-Wings. However, BB-8 is required to be put on the new X-Wing for Poe to fly it. So, they didn't fix that problem with the X-Wings.
Nope.
And Luke's X-Wing is the one on the planet that he's on. That's bad. That's not just bad writing. That's bad writing that creates an entire plot hole that ruins your movie.
That is uber bad writing.
That's like insanely bad writing. I'm not even touching the second movie. Let's not forget.
No, you're not touching the second movie or the third or the third one, and you're not even diving any further in to where there's fucking 9 more fucking plot holes just after that scene.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of different reviews on The Last Jedi. Well, all of the Disney movies. My thing is that there's a lot that I saw that was wrong that hasn't been brought up, and that's what I'm going to bring up. I'm not going to go over all the stuff that's already been gone over a million times before. I'm going to go over the things that I know are a problem but weren't brought up by anyone else.
I mean, I can dive into it on another. I don't know if I can't remember if it's the same fucking film or not. But how does Rey come across Luke's original fucking lightsaber?
Oh no, that
When
was
when he loses his lightsaber and his hand on the fucking whatever ship he's on with Vader.
Nope, he's not on a ship. He's on a city. It's called Bespin, and it's hovering over a gas giant.
That's a city.
Say what?
That's a city.
Yeah. He's in the interior of the city.
I thought that was a fucking ship.
No. You need to go back and watch Empire again. So he loses.
I mean, it's been years.
Yeah, you need to go back and watch Empire again. Just so we're clear on just how much I know about Star Wars, I have encyclopedias worth of knowledge. I can go to Wikipedia and tell you things that are wrong, that are things that are written in Wikipedia. So
Wikipedia for Star Wars.
Yeah. So when Luke gets his hand chopped off. Now, here's the thing. It's brought up in the movie, in The Force Awakens. In The Force Awakens, this character called Maz Kanata is like, here's this lightsaber from Luke. And Han, who's in the scene, goes, "Where did you get that?" And she goes, "Interesting story for another time." That is a wasted throwaway line for such an important plot point in the story. You cannot do things like that. JJ, I'm looking at you. Buddy, you got paid millions of dollars to write that script. I am so angry with you for writing a line that terrible. How did you graduate from film school, you fucking moron? Now,
I love Wednesday mornings.
Okay, this is gonna make it very interesting. Just let's move away from Star Wars.
No.
I can't wait. I can't wait for this series to come out.
Because here's the thing, I will end my point on that, answering your question, and then we will continue back to what we were talking about. But Luke's lightsaber would not have survived. And the reason why is because once you get so far into a gas giant, the pressures from the gas giant destroy nearly all matter. You have to be a gas to survive that kind of pressure. And I don't know about either of you, but the last time I checked, a lightsaber is always in a solid state and does not have a liquid or a gas state to be in.
Everything about every component about the lightsaber, including the fucking kyber crystal, is in a fucking solid state. So there's no way in hell it could have survived.
Yeah.
Not to mention, if you're looking at something that is dropping that far down, even if it did survive the gas giant itself, as soon as it hits the ground on something, that thing's fucking shattering.
No, because here's the thing. It's a gas giant. It has no land. Gas giants don't have a land other than the core. And the core is mostly made up of gases.
Right. No, I understand that, but you understand what I'm saying. How can you find something in a gas giant that you can't even go on yourself?
Yeah.
But then, if it does actually hit something, anything that is considered solid enough of a mass for it to ding that lightsaber, that thing has been falling for a while. It's got the force of gravity on it now.
Newton's
It's going
laws
to
of gravity is going to apply
it's
to
going
that.
to
An
shatter.
object in motion tends to stay in motion until it's forcibly stopped, and the force that it's going to take from stopping, and we're yet again, it's on a gas giant. But if it wasn't on a gas giant and it hit a landmass, period, it's going to shatter into fucking a million pieces. And that alone is a fucking problem because Jedis are trained to use the Force to assemble their lightsabers to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have, you being this person that you are, magically found the lightsaber and it's still intact. How did you put it back together?
I call it bullshit. That and the only thing that lightsabers fully work on, and if anyone actually remembers, is the Force, specifically.
Yeah.
So, how didn't, what's his name, Poe, wield a lightsaber?
No, it was not Poe. It was Finn.
Yeah, either way, someone that has no ability to use the Force wielded a lightsaber.
Well, the thing is you don't need to be able to use the Force to wield a lightsaber.
No, you need the Force to actually make it activate and keep it in check.
No, that's
No,
not true.
not really.
No.
General Grievous will be your reference point to that one.
Actually, Grievous himself, before he became all mech, or mostly mech, was of an ancient being that understand and was able to use the Force in its own extremities. Grievous knew the lightsabers. He knew Jedi. He knew Sith. He knew the Force. He just couldn't wield it to the extent of what Jedi and Sith could do, but he could wield the Force's capabilities. That's why he lived for so fucking long and commuted himself. He's from a race that he killed.
No, that's not true. But we will have that conversation. I promise. We will have that conversation. We can even record that conversation if you want to. We will have that conversation later today. However, that was not the subject of today's topic.
Alright, fair.
Okay. Now,
Bad writing is bad writing, and we've went across to like 9 movies and done pinpointed the fucking bad writing in just a few scenes.
so here, and you guys are going to love this. Here is what I'm going to use it for examples of bad writing. So I have a couple of those. I have not watched these yet, but I've watched one or two reviews on them. The first is Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon. By the way, if anybody from Every Frame of Pause ever hears this, I love you guys. I adore you guys. You guys are fantastic. Have given me so many hours of entertainment. But
Stop fangirling.
yeah, I will.
No, I said stop fangirling right now.
No, I won't.
Put your shirt back on, Missy.
So, Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon is such an incompetently written piece of whatever the fuck it is, because it's not film. Or it might be film, but it's not art. It's bad film.
I never watched it. I wanted to ask this question. And I could be very wrong. Is it anything related to Star Wars? Because when I saw Rebel Moon, I was like, is that Star Wars related?
So here's how it started. It started as a script that he wrote for Disney when Disney first acquired Star Wars. And originally it was going to be a Star Wars film, or he had intended it to be a Star Wars film.
Okay.
However, even Disney wouldn't pick up that film. And that's saying something because Disney's film library
Disney is kind of a whore,
they're kind of garbage.
and they're a whore.
That also says something about Zack Snyder, because I mean he's been masterful in shit that he's done.
Not always. Some of the things he's done have been good. However, Justice League, including his cut of Justice League, are not good movies. There's a lot of plot holes in them. Like a lot. Like incompetent plot holes.
There's a lot of fucking incompetent plot holes in most of the shit that DC has put out.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me that Batman versus Superman, the reason why that they stopped fighting is because they discovered that their mother's names are Martha?
Cool joke reference. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
It just
Yeah,
tripped,
no,
but-
I get where you're coming from there.
Now joke came from.
Not only that, but whatever you want to call what they did to Doomsday, that's just piss poor work, period.
Yeah, look, Batman v Superman was not a good movie either. In fact, it was terrible.
I never watched it, but I always thought that it didn't make sense just from the title alone. Batman versus Superman. That's a dumb fucking choice. Superman wins. Guaranteed.
Wrong.
Yeah.
And here's why you're wrong.
Okay.
Batman has proven countless times in comic books and everything else that he has a contingency plan for every meta-human he's ever come across with. And Superman, he knows Superman is weak to kryptonite. And in Batman versus Superman, the movie, the fucking grenade that Ben Affleck's character uses, because he's the one playing Batman, that grenade is made out of iron and kryptonite. Batman or Superman cannot see through iron.
Right.
And it has kryptonite, which weakens him. So he can't use his X-ray vision. And and all his other powers are being weakened because of the kryptonite.
Right. But
not saying that the bat suit or the bat mech suit that Batman is wearing wasn't helping him in any way to overcompensate for Superman's superhuman strength. But Batman is always like 3 to 5 steps ahead of everyone, and that includes Superman.
Right. But that's not where I was necessarily going. Now, you're talking like contingency, and if Batman has like the time and the resources and all his contingencies, yes. Batman obviously extremely good. However, here is the truest difference. This is why I said Superman would win. All Superman has to do is act like Homelander for 1 fucking minute and fucking laser beam everything. Batman
But he's not going to.
Cut in half. I'm just saying.
That is the character flaw in Superman, because the Kents raised him with morality.
Okay, guys, we're getting off topic. Let's move back a second, because
well, I mean, it's not really off topic. It's bad writing from everything now.
Here's the thing.
Because comic book has bad writing in it.
So if we're going to talk about Justice League, first off, I would like to point out that Apocalypse found the Earth, which is what he was looking for, because it's got of all the places in the galaxy or in the universe, it's got the one thing he's looking for the death equation or whatever. He just gets beat and forgets where the planet's at. Like he just forgets where the planet's at.
Mm-hmm.
No one was like, "Hey, let's make a map." Nothing, really, and like none of his underlings remembers where the fucking planet's at.
That's virtually as bad of script writing as the Adeptus Mechanicus and Building Titans. Just saying.
Yeah, we
I'll
are
save that-
fans
I'll
of
save that-
40K, but
I
it's
will
not.
save that for a different time.
Yeah,
But
we are.
that is actually under bad script writing. Luton09, you were correct on that. I agree with you.
Yeah,
Bad script writing.
yeah.
Anywho, continue.
So, Rebel Moon. So we're just going to call them the Empire. The Empire needs this farm village on this planet, this tiny farm village. You have the entire planet that you work with. They need this tiny farm village to produce like 10,000 units of grain, and they produce 12,000 units of grain a year, and they just need them to produce. It's such an incompetent like level of scripting. It makes you wonder what happened. Like nobody.
This is gonna sound really stupid. So bear with me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which movie are we talking about again?
Rebel Moon.
Okay. Sorry, we've.
No. We what happened was we got off topic and we were talking about how some of Zack Snyder's stuff was good, but a lot of the stuff that he's been praised for is not as good as people think it is.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So there was.
Then we broke off into that tangent with the fucking DC universe. But go ahead, Chapel.
Yeah. So there's that one. Now there's. Okay. At some point, I would like to have an episode where we talk about our favorite Marvel movies. But I'm a make a hot take for people real fast. The Black Panther movie is a terrible movie. It's not a real well-written movie. It's a very poorly written movie. And anyone who wants to argue with me on that can do so, but they will be wrong, and I can prove it.
I'll give you a hot take real quick.
Sure.
There's only 2 movies for Marvel that I absolutely love. And they're both characters that I absolutely love.
Well, my question
One is Deadpool, and the other is Iron Man.
Okay. Well, the question I was going to pose to you was, regardless of whether you like them or not, were they well written?
Iron Man, to a degree, was well written. It has bad writing in it.
Okay. Like, and here's the thing:
Because
even the best movie that Marvel has come out with has some serious problems with its writing, and that to me that's Infinity War. Infinity War was really good, but it's got some really bad plot holes in it. Like for example, when all of Thanos' soldiers show up and they attack the Wakanda for whatever reason, why did they open up such a large portion of the shield instead of narrowing it down so they're only having to fight 1 or 2 enemies at a time?
I don't know. But the major plot hole in Iron Man.
I'm listening.
We're listening.
Did you all not hear me?
The major plot point in Iron Man, and then you cut out.
The kidnapping of Tony Stark.
Originally, it was a hit. And then the terrorists realized who he was, so they instead of just killing him, they sent a ransom and said, "We will kill him, but you're going to have to pay us extra money to do it." That was the problem. And to me that lines up with everything. Now, If you had said,
Yeah, but
why didn't,
it wasn't the 10. It wasn't the 10 rings that fucking did it.
well, no, it wasn't. Because he didn't want any. Well, I don't know. I don't know why the rings wasn't brought up specifically of that in the first movie. But the only thing I can think of is why would it I remember the bad guy's name from the first movie, but why wouldn't he pay someone
Obadiah saying,
yeah, why wouldn't he pay someone domestic and make sure to kill them, for them to kill Tony Stark? Like, it doesn't make any sense otherwise. Like, just, he's got more money than most people. He's probably a billionaire. Just pay them to kill Tony Stark. Pay them domestic so you don't, and give them the technology to do it. And then you have a hired killer on hand all the time. It doesn't make sense to leave in the hands of some bumfuck terrorists who live in fucking caves in the Middle East. But
and
no,
that
I see
also
your
goes
point.
it also goes into my other favorite one, Deadpool. The starting of Deadpool, how it works out and everything else, and how Wade Wilson gets his mutation, because he's not a mutant, he is a mutate.
Yeah.
Or a mutee, or whatever you want to call it.
Experiment.
The place he goes to.
Which place are we talking? Sister Mary's?
The where he meets Francis. Asshole.
Mine. Oh, yeah, it was a genuine question. He goes to a lot of places when he's Wade Wilson. They have a wonderful Fridays.
He is subject to a lot of fucking torture and shit. And that's the reason why he gets his name. But it's not Francis and Angel Dust that fucking trigger all this. It is fucking Killbrew that does it.
Yeah, they never did include Killbrew in the movie at all, actually.
Yeah. Agreed.
Now, as far as that goes, the movies, I love them. And I love the actors that were cast for those roles. Because to me, Robert Downey Jr. makes a perfect fucking Tony Stark. And I'm not gonna lie, Ryan Reynolds is funny as fuck. And I'm glad that he got a chance to actually be Deadpool the way Deadpool was meant to be, and not the Deadpool that was an atrocity that we've seen in the X-Men Wolverine origin story.
God, don't even mention that bullshit. Look, we all know Deadpool went back with the fucking thing and chopped up and killed all the movie writers for that.
Yeah, he did.
No, not just that, but he also went back in time and eliminated Ryan Reynolds for ever doing Green Lantern.
Yeah, he shot himself. It's like, God, you're a dick. There is actually one thing that I think that they failed to depict when it came to the Deadpool movies and stuff that honestly really was a big thing for Deadpool and himself, no matter what. Deadpool's multiple personalities.
Oh yeah, you don't really
badgering and arguing between the smart, intellectual, sane version of Deadpool, the stupider version of Deadpool that just wants to be murder hungry, and then Wade Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
None of those are ever even, which actually kind of surprises me. They didn't even make a joke or anything based off of that at all throughout either of the two movies. And I think that was bad writing on the writer's point point of view because that's literally one of the things that made Deadpool Deadpool. Like you could see in the comics where Deadpool would be, of course, the anti-hero, just, shooting people left and right. But then you would also see the other side of Deadpool through his mental capacity. There was one particular comic that they had made where Deadpool showed his other side of him and helped out that one girl that was trying to jump off the roof. And yet he
I
did it in
mean,
fucked up ways through his brain, and his brain was like, hey, take her to go kill people. This is fun. And then Wade Wilson was like, no, we need to take her to the hospital. And then the other Deadpool went, nah, we just need to feed her. She just hungry.
oh yeah, I mean, he's got 3 different personalities in his brain. He is mentally fucked.
He is.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they portrayed that enough in the movies.
And that's what I liked about him. That's what I like about Deadpool. Not only the fact that he is the only character in the whole Marvel universe, cinematic and otherwise, that consistently breaks the fourth wall. He knows he's not real.
Yeah. Yeah, that was his design work. He knows he's not real. And he's fucked up and mentally insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the 2 movies that I really love from Marvel.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, I like others,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
those are my favorites.
So, like, Marvel has put out some pretty bad movies. Some not so good
Oh
movies.
yes, they have.
So
Black Widow being one of them.
Black Widow was not very good. But that is arguably one of the least crimes against film that they have made. So
I don't know. There's some there's some really shitty work in the Black Widow film.
There's some doozies though. So there's Captain Marvel. There's the Marvels.
You know what confused me the most?
What?
The Eternals?
The Eternals was actually DC. Or no, it is Marvel. It is Marvel.
No, yeah, the Eternals are Marvel.
Yeah, that was not good either. That was almost universally considered bad.
Yeah, that whole thing confused me.
The Eternals was bad. Endgame, which I enjoyed, but if you look at it from just a writing standpoint and try to make the thing make sense, it doesn't.
I'm one
the last Doctor Strange. The last Doctor Strange film
was god awful.
Was an atrocity on Doctor Strange himself.
Yeah, well, it was a disaster.
That was a hate crime for anybody that ever loved Dr. Stephen Strange.
Yeah. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was hot garbage. And it was preceded by WandaVision, which was also hot garbage. And just to make the Doctor Strange movie make sense, you have to watch WandaVision. And that's not a good thing.
Look, as much as I love talking about movies and stuff, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. The thing that hurts me the most, and I don't know if it's you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if it's comic book correct, but if you miss one Marvel movie, the whole rest of all the rest of the movies make no sense, and that hurts my brain the most.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm sitting there going, look, I haven't seen 90% of these Marvel movies. So when I went to the theater with a friend who watched
everything else?
No, what was it? it was one of the Avengers ones. I had no idea who 90% of these motherfuckers were. And I'm sitting there like, oh, everyone's laughing. A joke was made. What did I miss? And I looked at my
Unfortunately,
buddy and I said that, and he was like, dude, have you not watched all of the movies? I'm like, no. And he's like,
Oh,
Yeah.
he did it.
okay, hang on, kid. Hang on. Stop. Hang on. Now,
Oh no! I just want to get this out. The bad writing in that, in this, and since he doesn't know which Avengers film, because he brought it up, Age of Ultron,
oh, Age of Ultron was utter garbage. Yeah, no, I get it.
Vision with the fucking Mind Stone. Any and all comic books that I've ever read with Marvel, the only person to ever hold the fucking Mind Stone never made it into fucking Marvel films until fucking Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
never saw that one.
And that's Adam Warlock.
Yeah, which is funny because Adam Warlock is not the same character as he is in the comics.
Right.
So just so we're clear, Ken.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Okay, Ken. Ken, I love you, buddy. I love you. You're like a brother to me. But saying that you didn't know who people were in the Avengers movies and it confused you makes sense. It really does. But your friend should have known better. It's kind of like going to a sporting event for, I don't know, we'll pick a sport, baseball. It's like going to an all-star baseball game and not knowing any of the players, even though you're going to an all-star baseball game. It's kind of like
we're both teams facing each other are comprised of fucking of players from every fucking major league team out there.
Yeah, it's kind of like the stars of all the teams are there. Like, the only people who care about the all-star stuff are the people who follow the stuff religiously. Not that I don't understand where you're coming from, because I do. But you could... Okay, go ahead.
Here's where the other argument falls into place. I was just using that particular moment as an example.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I'm going to go back, and we're going to talk about Iron Man now.
Okay.
I am not a Marvel, super geek.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And I watched Tobey Maguire's Spider-Mans 1, 2, and 3. So that made sense to me. As soon as Iron Man 2, and Iron Man 3, I tried watching just the 3 in chronological order like the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. None of it made sense to me because they were quoting movies that I had never seen.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And I'm like, what is this? This isn't... I don't get it.
Okay.
Oh no, that's completely understandable. Because even myself, and I've seen like 90% of the Marvel films out there, you cannot watch Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, and Iron Man 3 in sequential order and expect them to make sense, because they don't.
Right.
Because there are several movies that fall in between Iron Man 1 and 2, and there are several movies that fall in between 2 and 3.
Yeah,
exactly.
And 3 was bad. 3 was really bad.
And that's why I think that particular... And like I said, this is where I could be wrong. I don't know how it's done in the comic books. God, Lord knows I haven't had the time to read every fucking Marvel comic book.
No one does.
It's the factor of... You take movie series, Spider-Man, that made sense.
Yeah.
Venom, it actually made sense. Between Venoms 1 and 2, that made sense. Then you got stuff like the Hulk, that made sense. Iron Man.
Which one?
Just the originals. They made sense together. But then
Which
you got
ones?
I don't remember what the fuck.
There's
they're all
only
called,
2
dude.
Hulk movies, kid.
No, there's not.
There's only 2 Hulk movies.
Well-
There is the Hulk and the Incredible Hulk. There are no other ones.
The point is that you got all of these superheroes, which I think if they say Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, they should be in order with each other, not making me go hunt down a fucking movie for writer's remorse or some bullshit, just to go back to the Iron Man that's the only guy I wanted to watch and go, oh, that makes sense now. I'm sorry, I think that's bad writing. I
No.
think it's bad writing.
Okay.
I don't care about all the Marvel superheroes. I don't care about Winter Soldier. I never liked Captain America. I thought he was a goody two-shoe with a fucking shield. Big whoop. Good for you. You were cryogenically frozen and brought to the future.
Yeah, I feel the same way about Captain America.
I've seen that 1,000 times.
Okay.
In
Now,
other
hang on, the both of you. Before y'all go off on Captain America, okay? I get where you're coming from because I used to think the same thing. But here's the thing. If anybody among the Avengers is a mass murderer, it is Captain America. He has killed more people individually than all of the other Avengers combined.
Oh, no, you're right. He is a mass murderer in that retrospect. But
I'm
he's
just
still
saying, from the
the...
hero aspect, he's not my hero. Iron Man would have been my hero. I liked Iron Man.
But here's the thing. If here's what happens. Or here's what happened. They were making different movies, they wanted to make a franchise of movies instead of going, oh, we're having one movie and then it might cross over here. It was, we're making this team of heroes, and each member of the team needs to have their own individual set of movies, but they're going to interlace with each other. And yes, I understand now having all these movies to have to somewhat watch and deal with. I completely understand why that's a slog to go through. But at the time, you just had like Iron Man and then Thor and then you didn't have a whole bunch of the last movie to come out before the first Avengers movie was the first Doctor Strange movie.
Right.
That's the thing is you get the origin films like Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And then then you get the complete, we don't give a fuck about the comic book nerds. We're just gonna fucking do whatever the fuck we want.
Well, the thing
and we create the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, the thing is at that point they already had the nerds pulled in. They already had all the nerds pulled in at that point.
Oh, because they had us fucking hook, line, and sinker with specific films.
You're absolutely right. They did.
So then, did the comic books not follow like how the MCU is?
No.
They were I wouldn't say they were better written, but they didn't require you to know everything going on in Thor to be able to follow the stuff going on in Iron Man.
Okay. So
on top of that,
were sets of virtually their own until you got to like, which I would understand. There was an Avengers comic book series.
Yeah.
With all of them together in their own thing.
Yeah.
And here's what's interesting.
I'm gonna
before I promise I'm gonna let you go, kid. I promise.
All right.
But here's the thing. In the Avengers comic book, it followed all of the Avengers being a team all of the time. The Captain America comic book was Captain America just off on his own and never being part of the Avengers team, and things supposedly happened at the same time, but it didn't make sense in context of the comic books. So it did
And with that,
it did the opposite
go
of
ahead.
what you want of Ken. It did the opposite of what you want. It, instead of including things that were important, it excluded things that were important, and if you were reading both comic books, things didn't make sense the other way.
Gotcha. So
On
they were
top of that,
in
I'm
separate
going.
universe styles.
Yeah.
On top of that, I'm going to add in something in particular, and it is a specific movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It is Captain America: Civil War. There is a Civil War. It is a comic book series called the Marvel Civil War. And that's what Captain America Civil War, the film, was loosely based on.
I thought that was an Avengers movie, if I'm being honest.
Everyone thought that that was an Avengers movie because it basically was. It just had Captain America stamped on the title.
Right. The
Because
Civil War, how it breaks down, and why Tony Stark as Iron Man, and why... Fuck, I don't even remember his name. The
Captain
comic book
America.
character's name. But Captain America... No, I'm talking about his actual name.
Steve
Like
Rogers?
Bucky Barnes is fucking... Oh, yeah, Steve Rogers. Why Steve Rogers as Captain America, why those two were butting heads. And it is because of what they mentioned. It's not really the Sokovian Accord, but there's something that goes down where the United States, where actually the fucking whole world government wants all superheroes to reveal their secret identity. And in it, revealing their secret identity means that they're going to give up their personal information to where any villain or supervillain or whatever can easily hunt them down and track them.
Or their families.
Yeah.
On top of that, that way any damages that occur, I'm going to say, Peter Parker fucking crashes through a fucking building window because he's chasing after fucking the Lizard.
Yeah.
That way they can send a bill for that damaged window to Peter Parker.
But what if Peter Parker...
Because Spider-Man was the one that went through the window.
Because I don't know about you, but I remember Peter Parker being a pretty poor kid. Not having a whole lot of money.
That was the premise behind the argument between Steve and Tony. Because Steve Rogers didn't want superheroes to give up their secret identity. Their secret identity was secret for a reason, to give them some sense of anonymity and to keep them out of the public eye. Tony's like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm a rich billionaire playboy. Yeah. I can do whatever the fuck I want and I can afford it.
Well, hang on. That wasn't his only reason.
Sir, I'm
no, but that was the biggest reason behind it. And then they decided they all fucking... Chapel's right. Tony had more going on than just that whole premise. And then all the Marvel heroes got together in a meeting, and like half of them sided with Tony, half of them sided with Steve Rogers, and they all fucking fought till the very bitter end. And Tony ends up killing Steve and takes his whole costume scheme and turns that into his paint scheme on his Iron Man suit, and goes from being Iron Man to the Iron Patriot.
Yeah, there's a whole thing, but the main reason why Tony was against it.
War Machine.
Say what?
I liked War Machine.
Yeah, War Machine was amazing. So
I like the suits, if I'm being honest, especially the big deep sea diving suit of Iron Man's.
Yeah,
that was cool.
So the main reason why Tony was for the registry was because Tony had a drinking problem already established in the comic books, to the point that he nearly got several people killed and did get quite a few people hospitalized. And he did pay for it, but he wanted heroes to be responsible if they decided to become villains. He wanted them to be held responsible in those situations. That was the problem.
Yeah, nothing better than having Iron Man come save you from a burning building after he's been at the bar for the last 9 hours.
Look, look. All I think that would have worked is all the government had to do was go, "Hey, insurance companies, start making policies for companies and people. You can't
Right.
go over
Like
this
a
amount, and
superhero.
you have to cover everything."
A superhero insurance clause.
Yeah.
Has your building been destroyed by a superhero? Go ahead and file a claim.
With equal opportunity insurance.
But I mean, yeah, that would have been a hell of a lot better in that comic book series versus what actually transpired.
Well, not that it would have been better. It would not have been better. That would not have been interesting at all. But it would have made more sense, and it would have come. It would have created a solution to the problem that would not have resulted in the deaths of many meta beings and superheroes and supervillains.
Yeah, I mean, I also got why Captain America didn't want that to happen, because it's not always the superhero's fault that the fucking, I don't know, the Empire State Building came crumbling down and needed to be rebuilt because some villainous being like Doctor Doom said, "Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I want to nuke New York right now, just because I'm having a bad day because someone spit in my latte."
Yeah.
Fucking latte spitters. Well, boys.
And I'm not saying that Victor Von Doom was that type of guy, but
He was. I'm saying that. I'm saying that right here, right now.
Well, boy, as entertaining as this episode has been,
Yeah, we're actually we're over by like half an hour. This is probably the longest episode we've ever recorded.
so we're gonna have
I
to
mean,
put a pin on this, and we will continue next time.
you brought up bad writing, and this is what happens.
Yeah.
Look, this is
yeah.
what happens every time you put us in a room together, and we talk about something and get in arguments. That being said, guys, viewers, listeners, we hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, absolutely. We look forward
Yeah.
to seeing you next time.
Look forward to seeing you guys next time. Looking forward to the next podcast. And who knows, we might just pick this episode right back up where we left off at.
The
Just all
world
depends on how we feel.
never know. But until then, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, you guys have a good one, and we will see you guys next week.